ready to go this morning. Even though it feels like a Tuesday, it's really Wednesday. We're already halfway through the week, believe it or not. Let's look at our weekly agenda. We are going right along.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. And we completed everything we needed to yesterday. And we are going to complete our question of the day. You should have already done that. You're watching your video, so
Yay.
thumbs up. You're going to have a writing journal again today. We're going to read and analyze our fears and phobias story today. You're going to complete your analyze the text questions. And today we are going to start writing informational text. So It's going to be a fabulous day. We are chugging right along on our weekly objectives. Remember, our essential question is, how do you find courage in the face of fear? Because it's not just about having fear, it's about finding that courage to overcome those fears.
So our writing journal today is my absolute favorite, free write. You get to write about whatever you want.
I love free write days.
Yes. So give us something good. We need to be entertained.
Can they write a poem?
You absolutely can write a poem.
Can they just write something random that they want you to know about themselves?
Absolutely.
Free write means you can write about anything. You could even write about what you think might be in the box tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm wondering what's in the box today.
And hey, you can pause the video right now and you can comment below what you think is in the box today.
Point.
I love getting comments. It makes me happy, like somebody's actually watching our videos. And speaking of watching our videos, I think right now we need to take pet break.
Pet break.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed our pet break today. Keep watching and you'll get to see more of our pets. So exciting.
Yes, we love sharing them with you.
Yes.
Today we are going to talk about analyzing text structure. And we talked a little bit about it yesterday and some text features, which are, headings and bolded words and things like that. But we're going to talk about analyzing text structure. So text features are design elements that highlight the organization and important details of an informational text. Now, I'm a very organized person. I really appreciate text features.
Yes.
They help me keep everything in order. And then some of the questions say, go back to the heading that says this, and you can find the answer so much easier.
Well, I like when I'm reading an informational text and I have a specific question about something, I can go find that answer if the text is organized well really easily because it has a heading and it's listed right there and maybe there's a bold word with a word I'm looking for. I appreciate those text features.
And I appreciate when they underline words, because usually an underlined word means that it's something very important that's going to come up later.
Yes.
So I appreciate all of those text features that help me to know about things that are coming.
Yes. And so a heading or subheading will indicate the beginning of a new topic or a section. A sidebar that's off to the side or a boxed feature contains information related to the main topic, but it's set alongside or within the article. And then colored type is used to emphasize an important term or idea. So if you're going through there and you see a red word or a different colored word, you probably are blue if you're on this website. You may want to click that because it has a definition attached to it that's important. And you can use text features to get an idea of the topics in the text. And they can help you locate the main idea, the controlling idea or the thesis statement. And it's supporting evidence underneath it. So as you read fears and phobias today, look at those text features. Look at the headings and the subheadings and the bolded words, and look to the sidebars and the text boxes, because all of those things have really important information that you need to look at.
They wouldn't make it bold if it weren't something really important.
Very true.
So here's where you can click to read fears and phobias. Remember, you can also go to your lesson assignment in that materials and access the file there. So either way, and today you have some analyze the text questions as well. Make sure that you're using your text to answer these questions, because what we want you to do is go back to your story and really use what the author is saying to help you come up with answers. for
Well,
this.
and if you just sit down and you just answer the questions without going back to your story, the chances are you aren't going to do very well.
Right.
Because how are you going to know the answers if you haven't used your story to help you out? We're giving you the story. It's like we're giving you the answers. All you have to do is use your story to find them. We want you to do that.
Yes. And so since today you will be completing these analyzing the text questions, something that you need to know is how to cite evidence. That means how to take what you've learned in the story and reference it or talk about it in your answer. Because analyzing the text will require you to cite evidence or give us where you found it in the text. So when you are analyzing a text, you have to be able to cite evidence or give us specific information from the text. Not just, well, I think the answer is blue. Why would you think that? A better answer would be, the author tells me on page 5 in paragraph 6 that her favorite color is blue. So her favorite color must be blue. Do you see how I referenced what the author said? You should always use what the author tells you, and a lot of times these questions will be where you have to make an inference. So they'll give you a clue, and you use that clue that the author gives you to come up with your own answer.
And a good keyword I think of, especially when you're first starting to do this, is the word because.
Absolutely.
Because when I think, oh, he said we should go here because it's raining. We should do this because, that's kind of how I think when I'm analyzing something. I'm thinking of that because I want to know, why are you doing this or why is this happening? Look for your because. That's a good way to kind of get your brain trained for analyzing what you're reading.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So you can find many different kinds of evidence. So details in the story, facts in the story, statistics, which usually are numbers. You can find quotations, things that people have said, or even examples that the author gives you. Those are all things that you can reference in your answer. So why do we even need to cite evidence?
Why do you think we need to cite evidence? Maybe we need to prove what we're learning so that we know that it's true.
Right.
I mean, if you just tell me, I mean, I could believe you, but you could be lying to me.
Right.
So if you actually show me where I can go to find that proof, it helps me to know. Like Miss Norman we were talking about last week about the unicorn being the national animal from Scotland. Well, you could actually Google that and
figure out
find the
why.
proof and learn the why behind it.
Yep.
So it's not just out there as, oh, here it is, because people like me, I question, well, why? Well, why?
Well,
I want to know the because behind it.
absolutely. And when we're answering these kinds of questions, these inferring questions, these more difficult questions, you need to get in the habit of going back and finding clues, because the author isn't going to tell you.
Yep.
They're going to give you hints and clues, and you need to learn how to go back and find those. And so when you're citing evidence, you can gather support for an inference or conclusion, mark significant words and details throughout the text. So those of you who have a printer at home, if you wanted to print out the story that we give you, you could do that, and then you can mark all over that. You can go back and circle and highlight where you find this information.
Well, and if you open the story, there's something called Kami that you can, and there's also Google Read and Write. Both of them are already there in the PDF version. Is it the PDF version that is there?
Yep.
It'll say, do you want to open with Kami? And you can. You have to push yes a couple of times. And it has highlighter tools on the left, and then Google Read and Write is a little puzzle shape. And if you open it up, it'll allow you to be able to highlight and use a pen or pencil type thing with your mouse.
Yeah. So you have several different ways that you can go in and really interact with that text, because we don't just read it once and done. What we want to accomplish with our stories of the week is to get in very deep, read through it and analyze it and think about it and use that to help us learn these skills.
Well, it's just like when I'm reading my AR book. Sometimes especially with informational text, I know I'm probably not going to be able to remember all of the details in an informational text. So I just take a piece of notebook paper and I make myself notes on some of those things that I'm reading that I really know are important, that I'm going to want to remember later. Because just writing down, not the whole sentence, but just a few key words and things that bolded words, things that I know are important, just the act of writing it down makes my brain start to remember it a little bit better.
For sure. So if you're wanting to summarize your main idea in detail so you can cite evidence for this, go ahead and find details from different sections of the text and then put them in the correct order, because your summary should be directly from the text. If you want to analyze how your text is organized, go ahead and mark words that signal a pattern of organization, such as because or as a result, for cause and effect organization. If it's in time order, you'll see first, then, last. So find those clues. Circle them, highlight them, mark them, and it'll help you see how that text is arranged.
And we are going to actually write some informational text today. That's kind of cool. So we're going to write a 3 to 4 paragraph essay in which we compare and contrast fears and phobias. So how many sentences approximately should we be having in a paragraph?
About 5.
About 5. We'll say we aim for about 5. So today we're writing 10 or 15 sentences where we're going to talk about fears and phobias.
And in our story, we will learn the difference between a fear and a phobia. So this isn't something that you have to come up with brand new.
So you're not making it up.
You can use the information from your story to help you as a resource.
And so you're using your story and you're going to introduce the topic and you're going to express your controlling idea on fears and phobias. You're going to tell about the similarities and the differences between fears and phobias. And you're going to include details from the text. We're not asking you to make this up out of the blue. We want you to use your story to help you in this writing. And be sure you're using your transitions. Ms. Cook just talked about using first, second, next, then, because. Use all of those words that you've been learning to transition. And in your final paragraph, state your conclusion.
So what do you think is the biggest difference between
fears and phobias?
Write that in a paragraph.
Yes. And then when you finish that, you're going to go through our last slide. You're going to look at each of those little boxes and make sure that you can put a check in each one of them. And when you can put a check in each one of those boxes, you are done for the day.
And notice this just says begun. So you don't have to finish your informational text today. You'll actually have 3 days to do this. So don't feel like you have to sit down and do the whole thing today. Take it part by part. I would suggest 2 days to write it, 1 day to edit it.
I agree.
Yes. But we hope that you've had a great day. If you have any questions about anything, the box. I almost forgot about the box.
What's
How
in the
could
box?
I forget about the box?
Let's see. Yesterday it was
Hand sanitizer.
So is it something that smells good?
No, not at all. But it is one of my favorite things.
Ooh.
Is it a snake?
Does it have to do with
No.
that
No.
would be, I would say, does it have to do with fears and phobias?
I will not surprise y'all with a snake.
Okay.
Does it have to do with fears or phobias?
No, not at all.
Okay, so nothing that has to do with the story.
Is it a book? A pen? Is it a pen?
Oh, yes.
A flare pen.
Is it a flare
It is a flare
It is.
pen
Where
because
did it
you
go?
love flare pens.
Yay, that's
My favorite color,
Oh.
flare pen.
Yay.
Hey, it matches my
It matches
shirt
my
today.
shirt and it matches my mask because I like
So I
flamingos.
felt like we needed a little pink.
Yay! A pink pick-me-up.
That's my favorite
Yeah.
color flare pen too.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. And we'll see
Bye.
you later.
Bye.
Bye.